We've reviewed both of these saunas in detail, the LifePro RejuvaCure and one of the popular Costco infrared models. At a glance, they look pretty similar. They're both wooden infrared saunas. They're both under $2,500, and they both show up in search results when people are looking for a budget-friendly indoor sauna. But once we got them side by side and actually tested them in real-world conditions, the differences started to pile up. So in this video, I want to walk you through the main similarities, the big differences, and ultimately which one I'd pick based on everything I've seen. I'll also show you some details you probably wouldn't catch unless you've built, owned, and tested as many saunas as I have. With over 40 brands tested on the channel, we've learned what works and what is marketing gimmicks. So let's jump right into it. What do these two saunas have in common? Well, number one, they're both entry-level, full-sized wooden infrared saunas. This isn't radiant health or heavenly heat quality. These are budget units, and the build quality and price reflect that. They both come mostly prefabricated. They both plug into a standard household outlet. You're not going to need a contractor or an electrician. The install is relatively easy, although the Costco model definitely gave us more trouble there, which I'll get into later. Each unit has some version of interior lighting, a basic control panel, and built-in speakers, although again, the execution is very different. And to be fair, for the average person looking to dip their toes into infrared without spending $5,000 or more, both of these might seem like decent options. But that's where the similarity ends. Let's talk performance. Here's where things start to separate. The LifePro RejuvaCure flat-out performs better. Period. Even in colder environments, this thing gets hotter faster. I've used it in garages, I've used it in poorly insulated rooms, and it still gets me to a decent sweat. That's mainly due to the heater layout. If you look at the thermal camera footage from our other videos, you'll see the difference. The LifePro has heaters that run all the way down to the floor, plus dedicated calf heaters, side panels, and a legitimate floor heater, not just a small one tucked away in the corner. That means your legs and feet actually get heat coverage, which is something most budget saunas completely miss. The Costco sauna? Not even close. It's got this uneven heater layout where the lower body is basically ignored. And if you're tall, forget it. There's no flexibility in the heat zones. You'll find yourself constantly shifting around, trying to get a sweat, and still the feet stay cold. And so in terms of actual sweat sessions and heat distribution, LifePro wins every time. The build quality, fit, and finish. Now here's where it gets tricky. Neither one of these has great build quality, but in different ways. The Costco sauna has extremely thin walls. We're talking paper thin, like to the point where you question how long it'll hold up. And when we put it together, we had multiple issues with alignment. Panels were crooked, some pieces were already cracked or chipped, and the trim didn't line up at all. The LifePro isn't perfect either. When I say build quality, I'm usually talking about fit and finish more than raw sturdiness. And the LifePro has some obvious cosmetic shortcuts: exposed furring strips in the back, a mesh around the heaters that looks like someone trimmed it with garden shears. You've got some parts where it feels like 5 more minutes of effort would have made it look way more polished. But, and this is a big but, everything lines up properly. The buckles work, the panels lock in, you can slide it around your room easily, and even though the finish isn't flawless, it still feels a lot more cohesive than the Costco unit once it's assembled. The EMF and VOC levels. Neither sauna is what I'd call low EMF, and neither one is transparent about VOC levels. That said, in our real-world testing, the LifePro did show slightly higher EMF readings, especially around the control panels and near the seating area. But here's the trade-off. It also worked better overall. So if your main concern is EMF and you're not going to use it often, the Costco might seem like a safer bet. But if you want actual heat therapy results, the LifePro's slightly higher EMF comes with better coverage and better heat. As for VOCs, again, neither company is publishing any real third-party reports. And at this price point, I wouldn't expect it. If you're super sensitive or chemically reactive, honestly, I'd recommend looking at something like Heavenly Heat. That's one of the only clean build brands I trust for people with MCS. Creature comforts in the saunas. Here's where LifePro starts pulling ahead again. It's got a control panel on the inside and outside. Most of these budget saunas cheap out and give you one or the other. You also get stereo speakers, a valance panel with front-facing light, and a sleek window layout that makes the cabin feel more open. The Costco sauna, basic LED lights, no valance. Speaker quality was forgettable at best. It felt like something that was designed to look good in a Costco warehouse display, but not something you'd actually want to sit in for 30 minutes a day. And the LifePro just looks better in a room. The finish is slightly more upscale, even if it's sprayed on. It's also easier to assemble without help, and I found the whole process less frustrating start to finish. My real-world experience using these saunas. Now let's talk about what it's actually like to use each one day to day. The Costco sauna is pretty cramped. Not the end of the world, but the interior space feels tight, especially if you're over 5'10". You've got thin walls, uneven heat, and the seating position just isn't comfortable. It's not something I could see myself using every day. With the LifePro, the cabin feels slightly more spacious, even if the outside dimensions are similar. You've got more breathing room, better leg coverage, and a more natural sitting posture. Is it luxury? No. But it's usable, and that's what matters. Shipping was a little weird with the LifePro, just FYI. It comes through a third-party shipper and the process isn't super polished. But the upside is the owner is actually in our Facebook group, so if something goes wrong, you've got someone who can help, which is more than I can say for Costco. So here's the bottom line. If you're choosing between these two, get the LifePro. It's not even close in terms of performance. Yes, the EMF is slightly higher. Yes, the fit and finish needs work. But what sauna under $2,000 doesn't have its faults. The fact is you're getting a sauna that actually does what a sauna is supposed to do. You'll sweat, and not just on your arms and back, but really sweat. You'll feel better after using it, and it opens the door to all of the benefits that sauna brings and has brought into my life. The Costco sauna? Honestly, it looks fine in photos, but in person, it's one of the more disappointing saunas we've reviewed on the channel. No, it's not the worst sauna we have reviewed, but I did expect a bit more for the reputation it was receiving online. Cheaper materials, poor heat coverage, and a weird assembly experience. But the main thing is the heater layout. There's no point in having a sauna that doesn't make you sweat. So unless you're dead set on buying something in-store, skip the Costco one and go for the LifePro. It's the best sauna we found under $2,000, and for people who just want to get started with heat therapy at home, it's a solid step in the right direction. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, join the Certified Saunas community on Facebook, and I'll see you in the next one.